Hi there. Welcome to Bourbon Turntable. This is the show that blends the love of music with the love of whiskey. Tonight, I've got a wonderful special guest with me. We did this, I don't know, probably 6, 7 months ago, whenever the last Cold Stairs album came out, the Southern Part 1. Jason Johantges of All Things Blues and Southern Rock podcasts. There you go. Find it, know it, live it, love it. They're great guys over there. We do a track by track review of the album. And so tonight we are bringing you a track by track review of the Southern Part 2 from the Cold Stairs. I'm just hanging out here in front of the little general store on the cover of the album. Right now, the vinyl of the album is being released. The album itself came out, 3 or 4 weeks ago. They had some delays in getting the vinyl out. The vinyl is going out this week. I hope to have mine by tomorrow. That's what the Postal Service says. So it could be tomorrow. It could be Thanksgiving. It could have been yesterday and they delivered it to my neighbor. I don't know. But hopefully I will get it soon. It's a fantastic album. One of my favorites from the year, the Southern Part 2. So check that out. The guys in the band are currently touring up in the northeastern United States. So hello, New England. So check them out when you get a chance. Just a killer live show, man. Killer live show. And Jason and I talked some about that. We will give you each of us did our own Cold Stairs live show set list. And so you can see what we came up with there, which was kind of fun. But before we get into that, I want to tell you about Bar Cart Co-op. Bar Cart Co-op is a collection of friends who produce content for the whiskey enthusiast. Distillers Talk has Alan Bishop and Christy Atkinson. Alan and Christy, they talk with distillers from across the country and around the world. Alan also has a show, One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute, where he will answer your questions on anything and everything in terms of distillation. And he also has a show, If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. The show gets into a little bit of everything different. UFOs, spirituality, Bigfoot, the unknown phenomena that go on around us in life. Check out that show. It's really interesting, very different. My Whiskey Den, that's a good show too. Every Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, Pat, Mike, and Mitch will talk about craft whiskey, because My Whiskey Den is where craft whiskey is king. So be sure to check out their show. And David Levine has Whiskey in My Wedding Ring. He has a wonderful blog where he posts reviews of whiskeys. He has a great podcast where he will interview distillers and whiskey adjacent folks about what they've got going on. Then there's also our show. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate it. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast platform, you can subscribe there too. Did you know that? I bet you didn't know that. Now you know, so now you can subscribe. So be sure to check all that out. And a couple other things. Alan Bishop had and his wife were, they got hit pretty hard by a flood this past week. And it messed up vehicle, messed up basement, lots of stuff that's just got to be cleaned, replaced, et cetera, et cetera. So there is a GoFundMe out there right now to help out Alan. So I will post that in the comments of the show. And if you are so inclined and have the means, please take a moment to donate a few dollars there and help those good people out. Lord knows that they've done plenty for folks on their own, and now it's time for us to return a favor. So Now we will go on and we will talk with Jason, and we will discuss this fantastic album, The Cold Stairs, The Southern Part 2. So hope you enjoy it. All right, so we've got back with us. We were just talking. This is his hat trick appearance on Bourbon Turntable. Jason, welcome back, my friend. 3.
I'm happy to be back. Thank you for forgetting how the last time went and allowing me back.
The last time was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
Now, we were going over the Southern Part 1, which is right over my shoulder here. The Cold Stairs album that was released, I guess, back in September of 24, I think, something like that.
Yep.
And during our conversation, you're texting Chris Tapp questions. Now, I don't know that he would appreciate that as much right now because they're in Germany.
They should be asleep.
Which, well, I don't know. Who knows
4 a.m. Or no, sorry, 2 a.m.
Yeah, they may still be playing someplace. You never
they may. I hope they are.
Yeah, I do too. Boy, that'd be fun.
But they just want so many encores that the German audience won't let them go.
The Germans. Yes, they're a warm, friendly people.
They really are.
Yes. But you got to see the Cold Stairs when they were in Europe last year, right?
I did. Yeah. A little bit. Last May, we went over to Europe for 2 weeks to visit my wife's family, both in the Netherlands and in Germany to hang out the warm, fuzzy people. We saw them in the Netherlands. They're like 20 minutes away from my wife's cousins that we were staying with. And, my son went, cousins, boyfriends, girlfriend, everybody. It was a good time, man. It was a great time.
You have to fly halfway around the globe to see a band.
Because they won't come to Ohio.
They, to my knowledge, they've come to Kentucky once, and that was the first time I saw them, and they haven't been.
What's going on with that? I mean, Chris is from Kentucky.
They're trying to.
Brian's from Kentucky, right?
They're trying to avoid me and you. I think that's the thing.
You know what? We should take personal offense, and you know what?
I'm personally offended.
I'm protesting. I'm not going to talk about the Cold Stairs tonight.
We're going to go. All right, we'll talk about something else. But tell everybody who you are and what you do in your podcast wise and all that good stuff.
Yes. If they didn't get sick of the other couple times, I'm co-host of the All Things Blues and Southern Rock podcast, along with, there you go, there's a logo, Brian Jones, who actually started that podcast. I am not the original co-host. I came in on episode 13, I think. Oh, look at that! Look at that beautiful holographic sticker that you have.
It's 3D.
Did I give you that in person when we saw the Bagman, or did I?
Yes.
Yeah. Have I ever given you a shirt?
No.
Now we'll have to talk after the show. Then we'll get you hang up. You get better than. But our focus is on blues and Southern rock music. Sometimes blues and Southern rock adjacent music, or music that we really like that has nothing to do with blues and Southern rock. And Brian's intention is to showcase a lot of awesome bands out right now and artists that you're normally not going to know about, whether they're new or just under the gun, because Lord knows mainstream radio doesn't play anything.
No.
There's no MTV, Kevin. There's no MTV. Where do you find new music?
You listen to the All Things Blues and Southern Rock podcast.
Or Bourbon Turntable, because we share a lot of the same guests and the love of the same type of music.
We do. So two bands you've had on that you think people need to know about. The two bands you've had on recently you think people need to know about.
Oh man, I mean, the Cold Stairs is obvious, so we're just not gonna go there.
No, that doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
That's a free square.
It's right. The band Feel out of St. Louis. I've seen them open up for Blackberry Smoke. They're going to open up some dates for the Black Crows this year. I'm going to see them in Dayton, Ohio. Apparently, they like to open up for bands named Black with Black in the title. But if you like 70s arena rock with touches of blues to it, these guys are your band. They're very energetic. They're a lot of fun to watch, and they are going places. So definitely the band Feel.
I think Parker Barrow is opening a few dates for the band Feel.
Oh, that's
that would be a great.
That's a really good bill. I mean, 70s arena rock with a touch of blues and a little country. That's Parker Barrow. That's that 2-guitar attack in that band. It's just wonderful. You've seen them live, right?
Yeah, a couple times. They've been on the show a few times as well, and I tell you what, they're like, catch them now, because
They're going
in
to
a year,
explode.
they'll be just completely off the charts. They're working hard. They're making great music. They're touring constantly, and they're just sweetheart people. I've adopted them. So
Good.
yeah.
They need somebody to adopt them, and that's a great band to adopt. Again, I'm eagerly waiting them to come to Ohio. I think they came maybe to Cincinnati a year or so ago.
I saw that show in Cincinnati.
Oh, in Fountain Square.
Yep.
That was that was a week. That was just one I couldn't get away to get to. So I'm going to cheat. I'm on Spotify looking at the guests. Well, we have so many good guests, and we've had Jax Hollow on many times. She's awesome, Leilani Kilgore. But you really wanted somebody. Here we go. The band. They're actually from Canada. They're like the Canadian Tedeschi Trucks band, but they are Bywater Call, BYWATRCALL, out of Toronto. And if you like Tedeschi Trucks, this is a good band for you to listen to.
Yeah, I love Tedeschi Trucks.
And hey, they're part of the same intrepid artists that our friends, the Cold Stares, are. We're going to talk about tonight.
Awesome. All right. That's some good stuff. So let's, first of all, you have something to drink?
I do. So first, it's in this nice glass that my kids got me at my last birthday. Old Lives Matter. So there we go.
Your children are sweet. Yeah.
This is what I get for paying for college. I get an Old Lives Matter.
Did it come with a cane or?
No, I got that for my 40th birthday. And that was 10 years ago. I do have bourbon, Kevin.
Yes.
I do have bourbon. Do you want to know what I'm drinking?
Yeah, tell her about what you're drinking.
Can I show and tell?
Yes, you can. Please do.
Well, I mean, I'm a prop comic, so in my day job. So I have a Bardstown
Bourbon Company.
Origin Series Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It's really good. In fact, I had to have somebody go to Indiana to get it for me because I couldn't get it in Ohio.
Well, Ohio's an odd state for bourbon because it's
state-run liquor,
state-run control state, so it's kind of hit or miss. But anyway, I've been rewatching Justified.
Oh, what a show! One of my favorite series of all times.
Yes, absolutely, without a doubt. One of the best characters of any TV show is Boyd Crowder, I think.
And Raylan Gibbons, both of those guys are like Hall of Famers.
Well, and the way they interact is terrific. So I was inspired by that to reach for the Blantons.
Look at you.
I went with the Blantons.
That's a special occasion. That is a nice bottle. I've got one sitting in my liquor up there. I haven't broken into, but I'm drinking.
I think it's, by and large, I think it's a little overrated for the hype. But I thought, got to go with the Justified thing. So cheers, sir.
Cheers to you. And I've waited to drink. This is actually a little nice. I melted a small bit of ice in it just to get cold and water, and this is a very tasty bourbon. It's got a little sweetness to it. It's very smooth. They
do some good stuff there at Bardstown Bourbon Company.
Yeah, highly recommended. From your home state of Kentucky.
Yes, just they've got a tasting room just downtown here. So
do they really?
Yep.
And you're in Louisville, right?
You just come down. We'll go see some shows.
Okay.
Take you on some whiskey tours and treat you well.
Sold. Yeah, and right. I'll give you a free shirt.
Free shirt. Hey, look, there's a couple of things that over the couple of years that we've known each other, we would text back and forth about, and one of which, and we will get to the Cold Stares new album.
Maybe I'm still protesting.
Okay, all right, I will. And Jason may turn his camera off or put up just a black banner or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna do like the Ghostbusters, like
the Cold Stares. Yeah, they'll love this show.
You know what my goal is in life, though, Kevin? What is my goal?
Your goal is to make Chris Tapp laugh out loud.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lofty goal, sir.
And I came close when they were on our podcast the other week. You came so close.
Yeah. Well, maybe we just need to team up on him and really go prop comic. or spit takes.
If we did prop comedy and he got pissed at us, I would understand, to be honest with you, because it's like
the lowest form of comedy.
Yes. Sorry, I interrupted you. What's going on?
That's okay. Anyway, we've talked back and forth about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And so what are your general opinions of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 3 sentences or less?
Am I allowed to use profanity?
You do you.
I'll start out nice. So 3 sentences or less. It is a really cool experience to go to the museum and see it. It is. If you're a music fan, you should go. Sentence 1. Number 2. It has really turned into a popularity contest, and it goes beyond the expanse of what we would deem normal rock and roll. Which is fine, but change the damn name of the museum then to meet really what's going on. It is every kind of music you can imagine at this point.
Yeah.
So I kept it PG or G.
Yeah, that's pretty tame.
I wanted to drop an F-bomb.
Well, okay. Consider the F-bomb dropped. All right, so the 2025 inductee class. So I'm going to list them off, and you give me your impressions.
Okay. Bad
Company.
Should have been in a long time ago. One of the greatest voices in rock and roll, played in tremendous bands. Like, that's their, yeah.
Yep. You can't argue Bad Company.
Yep.
Chubby Checker.
I've gone back and forth on this one. He's sort of a one-hit wonder style guy. He's had variations of the Twist, but he has had a couple songs that have charted. I think he's big enough.
You're forgetting Let's Twist Again.
There's Twist Again, El Twisto Againo, Der Twist, Dergano. I don't know, multi languages. But he's been an icon. He came in 50. Like, I am okay with that, because he was kind of that original breed of rock and roll that moved from kind of blues R&B.
Right. Yeah. I get it.
There's better choices, but I'm not upset over that one.
Right. Joe Cocker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. How are we just now getting Joe Cocker into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, Woodstock, iconic songs, iconic voice.
Yeah. Cyndi Lauper.
Okay, so we're going to go back to my second and third statements. Is we have expanded beyond rock and roll. She's a pop artist, but she set a lot of records, had big hits, icon. She did a lot with the WWF back in the 80s. If this is what it is now, it's a Music Hall of Fame. She's had #1 hits. She sold a lot of records. Let's put her in.
Yeah.
If it's a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, no freaking way.
Right. Yeah, there's no rock and roll there.
Yes.
Outcast.
Nope.
Same kind of thing.
They had one album that did anything, and Hey Ya was a big hit, and those guys are talented. But you tell me, what have they done that stands out away from a pack of R&B pop music?
Yeah.
Hip hop pop.
Yeah. Soundgarden.
No
to Soundgarden. Okay. Why no to Soundgarden?
Not in this class, because I want Iron Maiden and Ronnie James Dio and some other bands in before Soundgarden. I think Soundgarden does eventually deserve to be in there. I think they were one of the big 3 of that 90s alternative grunge rock music. Chris Cornell is an all-time vocalist, but they also weren't the best band that came out of that era either.
No, but you don't have to be the best band out of that era to be in the Hall of Fame.
True. I would have stuck Chris Cornell in the Hall of Fame before Soundgarden.
I would disagree there. But and I don't have a problem with Soundgarden being in terms of who are they in before. Yeah, maybe. Yes.
That's my beef.
We could draw that line. All right. Well, then
I love Soundgarden, by the way. I love Soundgarden. I love Chris Cornell.
Yeah, I'm hearing that you hate Soundgarden.
Protest.
We're going to protest again. This is our protest show.
Just pretend we're LA. We're just going to always protest.
Burn the city down. White Stripes was the last one.
No. Oh, no way.
No way?
And I'll tell you why. A very cult, a very small. They had Seven Nation Army, which is a big hit, and they play it at sporting events and stuff. And people know who Jack White is, Meg White, but I don't know who they influenced or what that wide body of work. If you said Jack White is getting in, I can stomach that better than the White Stripes.
Mm-hmm.
He's a producer. He's done multiple different types of, individual artists, the raconteurs. He's had a good career, kind of like Chris Cornell. I'm not the White Stripes. A no for me. What about you?
I would put the White Stripes in. Again, I think there's an order issue as far as, okay, there are people that had been doing this longer than he had, longer than the White
popularity
Stripes
contest.
Yes, exactly. I don't know if this was their first year of eligibility or not, but I don't have a problem with them being in. Kind of have an issue with.
We just got Bad Company and Joe Cocker into. I mean, come on, man.
Right.
Like those guys paid their dues and like, oh, whatever.
Right. Chubby Checker's twisting in his grave that, okay, it took me this long to get in.
He's twisting his grave.
I think he's dead. Is Chubby Checker dead?
You know what? The next level of bad comedy up from prop comedy is pun comedy. But I enjoy both. So just so you know.
Let's see. Chubby Checker. No, Chubby Checker is still alive. Apologies to Chubby Checker. Chubby Checker is 83 years old.
I would have lost a bet. And we just lost today at 82 years old, Sly Stone.
I know. Are they in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I think they
yes. Are. Yep. Did you see the Sly and the Family Stone documentary on Hulu?
No.
I need to watch it. Yeah. You need to watch it. It's phenomenal.
Okay.
That dude had an up and down life, rough life, but it's worth watching. And all of you that are listening or watching this podcast, check it out if you have Hulu.
Yep. So one band that was nominated for the first time, probably 10 years after their first year of eligibility, is a band that I know is near and dear to your heart and mine, the Black Crowes.
Yep.
So do you have an issue with them not getting in now?
Only due to the order stuff that we're talking about. Like, does Outkast deserve to be in before the Black Crowes, or Cyndi Lauper,
no.
Or the White Stripes for that matter? No. I honestly thought, naively, I suppose, that given the backing of Clear Channel, whatever nation, what is that? Live Nation.
Yeah.
Right? Because the Black Crowes are still under contract, all these tours and stuff. I thought they were a slam dunk. You had this massive corporation that owns basically the live music industry and radio stations. They're back on their tour. I thought they were going to buy them in, and I was actually surprised they didn't get in.
Yeah, because I think that there is definitely an element of politics at play with it.
Sure.
I would have thought they would have got in too.
But at the same time, I'd like to see Iron Maiden, Ronnie James. Like, there's some other things that probably should happen first before the Black Crowes. But I think, the retro rock thing they started in the early 90s, that really was a revelation with a lot of bands taking it on. Those first 3 records all sold really well. They're still on tour now. The brothers are iconic. Like, I think it's fair given their body of work and some hot, Southern Harmony Musical Companion debuted at number 1 on the Billboard charts in 1992.
So, favorite Black Crowes album?
Southern Harmony.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a 10 out of 10, right? That's a top 3 record for me all time.
It's tough to beat that one.
It's tough to beat that. Amorca's close.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how close it is for me, but it's second. If I'm ranking the discography of the Crowes. And your where does Happiness Bastards, the 2024 comeback album, where does that rank for you? In the Crowes,
from their recorded studio original music catalog. So I'm taking out things like the double record of acoustic stuff that they did, which is really good. But like, Their actual output of original material, it's second last. It's only above before the freeze after the frost.
Yeah.
Where's it fit for you?
It would be last.
Yeah.
It would be last.
Well, what's your second to last?
Man, that's tough. Maybe War Paint. I didn't
really
like much. But I mean, that's nitpicking.
I figure Lions. I thought you were going to go Lions, if not before the freeze after the frost.
Lions, I kind of liked it.
I like it.
It was. I think a lot of people forget about it, but I think that it kind of had a more
experimental sound,
rock and roll, classic rock guitar sound. I think.
Well, they just came off the tour with Jimmy Page and playing with him,
yep.
and that inspired, I think, Chris and Rich to do things a little different. Soul Singing, I love that song. Miracle to Me. You know, there's some really good tracks on that record, and it gets unfairly maligned. Like honest to God, By Your Side. I love By Your Side.
I do too.
Is it a great album? It's not a great album, but it's like watching the movie Roadhouse. Is that a great movie? No, but it's so freaking fun and good, and I'm gonna watch it every time it's on.
If it's playing, if I'm scrolling through and By Your Side pops up, I'm not turning it off.
The title track, By Your Side, fantastic. Virtue and Vice, fantastic. Kicking My Heart Around, Go Faster, all good.
Horsehead,
Only a Fool, Horsehead, which they love to play live. You know, there are a couple missteps like Diamond Ring and Go Tell the Congregation that maybe, and some of the lyrics on some of the songs are a little, but that was the Crows coming out of Three Snakes, where they were definitely all drugged out and whatever, and just saying, we're just going to do 3-minute rock songs, deal with it. And I liked it.
Yeah. I think they should be in. And I think that a lot of times with stuff like this, you have kind of the crack at it at first, and then if you don't get in after a few tries, you're kind of forgotten about.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens with some of the ones that you were naming.
Yeah.
And something needs to happen to resurrect those chances.
I mean, is it a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I think that the answer is no anymore, right? Just because the Cyndi Laupers and the Outcasts and stuff. That's fine. Let's market it a little different. Let's do something different, because us rock fans, Kevin, me, you, and our, guys from our generations and stuff, we know what rock is, and like it burns me a little bit. But I will say the experience of the museum is awesome. Mm-hmm. If you are a music fan of any sort, it is worth going to.
Yeah. I've heard people say when they're like talking about the Baseball Hall of Fame is, can you tell the story of that player's era of baseball without mentioning them? If you can, they don't need to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But if you have to mention them, then they should be.
Yep.
I don't think you can tell the story of 1990s rock without the Black Crowes.
I don't think you can either. Absolutely not. I mean, that's right at the beginning of that decade again, where they came on the scene and retro rock was cool again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can tell the entire history of rock and roll without mentioning Cyndi Lauper.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, that's fair enough. Now, pop music and
if we're talking 80s pop videos, then put her in.
Yep.
And okay. They also had 2 musical influence inductees. One was Warren Zevon.
Yep.
The other, Salt and Peppa.
Nope.
Where does that come from?
I mean, again, doing what they did, pop, hip hop. They had some big hits. They sold some records. They were icons in the 80s, early 90s,
Mm-hmm.
Push It, Let's Talk About Sex. They had some hits, but I have the same issue. It's not rock and roll, and there's other people who are more deserving.
Yeah. So anyway,
their career wasn't as long as Cyndi Lauper's either, by the way, who's been out on a going away tour
for a long time.
It's not Kiss levels yet, but
no. The Eagles have been on their final
tour
for
Motley Crue. Motley Crue's recycled a couple drummers and singers through all their.
Yeah, well, and the Who, they're. How many times are they going to fire their darn drummer?
Oh my God! in a week. Like, what's going on with those guys?
It's like George Steinbrenner and Billy Martin.
Right? You're fired. You're hired. You're fired. You're hired.
Yeah. Let's talk some cold stares then.
All right. The only reason I'm going to talk cold stares and go off protest now is because you made me angry about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So I'm going to focus my anger on that. Now I can talk cold stares.
Okay. All right. Southern Part 2 is out now. So go stream it. You can order a physical copy, autographed vinyl copy. I think those are due to arrive in mid-July. So check that out. Let's just start this. In the Cold Stares body of work, where does this album sit for you? 2. Okay. And what would be 1?
That's hard because it's either Ways or Heavy Shoes, depending on my mood.
Okay.
I think, like you, I'm gonna guess we've had these tracks for a while.
Yeah.
So it's not like I just started streaming it a couple of days ago and like, oh, it's all new. I've been listening to the shit out of this for months.
Yes. And I've seen them do some of this stuff live for over a year.
Right. They played at least one of those tracks in the Netherlands.
Yeah. I saw them about 6 weeks ago over in their neck of the woods near Evansville. And they did a couple of songs off the next album. It'll be good.
Yep, which I know they've got in the can pretty much.
I think it's going to be a little different, but still very good and still very
Texas influences. I understand it, Kevin.
Yeah, it felt a little. The at least one of the songs that I heard felt a little Cream-ish, but it's hard to tell. To me, this is their best. This is their best work.
And I won't argue with that because my gut was like, this should be number 1, but I'm like,
I think that, and Ways. I mean, you just hang on. I want to make sure I get this right. You drop the needle on Ways. You get Any Way the Wind Blows, Ways, Into Black, Thorns, which is, to me, an incredibly underrated song of theirs. White Girl, Down Again, I Was a Fool. I mean, you just,
I know.
Boom, 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 boom. It's
ridiculous.
It is ridiculous how good that is. And that one's high on my list too.
Well, tell me why you think Southern Part 2 is number 1.
Because I think it's everybody. They're great. They've been great since the start. Ed and Bryce on a couple records back, Voices takes that to another level, especially live. But everybody's getting better. And to me, I mean, Brian Mullins has always been really good.
Oh, he's one of my favorite live drummers. I told him that when he was last time I was on the podcast. Yeah, I'm not lying. He's, for a small guy, he hits hard.
Yeah. He posted a video today, I think, where he was playing and broke a stick, and he plays some heavy drums. Massive. But it's very artistically done, musically done within the concept of the song. But he's gotten so much better. I think the way that Bryce is being used on the songs has gotten better. Chris's writing is as good or better than he ever has. I think having Bryce helps him because he doesn't have to worry about doing those co-bass guitar leads anymore. And his playing, especially live, has gotten better because he can do that. Yep. And I mean, I think, when they've released album 16 and you and I are talking about the Cold Stares, we'll probably talk about the Southern 1 and the Southern 2 as the Southern era for the band.
I hope so.
Because most of them were recorded around at the same time.
Yeah, in Memphis, right? All down in Memphis.
Yeah. And I think Southern One is great.
Oh, I do too.
But I think the songs that got on to 2, I just like them a little better.
Thematically and sonically, they fit really well together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree. Now, there are songs that are on Southern Part 1 that
come on, Horse to Water, spectacular.
Yeah, Coming Home.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
that's probably a top 10 Cold Stare song.
Absolutely.
Level 4 Blues. Confession is just incredible, especially
that punches you live too.
Yes.
Especially the closing with all the guitar solo and stuff, everything, guitar work. Yep.
And but that's another song where instrumentally each guy really shines, and there's a show off factor there as much as that band shows off. I mean, they're not a big ego kind of band, I don't think.
But you know what? They could do it because, as you're talking about, the 3 guys are masters at their instruments, and if they wanted to be flashy and show off, they could.
Yeah. So going back to Southern Part 2, what tracks stand out to you?
What, 11 of them?
11? Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so some of my favorites, I'm going to say Automobile. One, I love the double stop intro on that one. The din like it's very Stevie Ray Vaughan, very Texas blues stuff. It's always good to do a double stop, but it's peppy, it's upbeat. The theme of the song is it's like innuendo. It's like talking about, the automobile is a woman.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Breaking news.
I know. I'm spoiler alert. It is, and it's I like that innuendo and entendre stuff. I think it's good. But that song has a lot of pep to it, and you just bounce along to it.
To me, it's a big Z. It's a kind of a ZZ Top thing.
Yeah, I mean, they like the double stops too. That's a very integral part of Texas blues.
Yeah. So Automobile. What others stand out to you?
Well, I would say The Neighborhood, man, that's funky, energetic track. Changed Her Mind Again is just. That's another one that just comes out and kind of punches you right in the face. A lot of energy, great singable chorus on that one. Fuzzed out 70s style guitars. Like that's just like, I love it. Brian's killing it on drums. Bryce is grooving.
Ransom is one of my favorites.
Ransom. I mean, that's the one actually where Brian, I think, is really, really shows his stuff on that one. I made a note that just right off the bat, it's great drumming by Brian. It's got a very muscular, bluesy riff to that one too. And Chris is known to write those, but even more so, that's really just, beefcake.
But there's not a lot of times especially when bands will record a bunch of songs at once and they'll release one album, and then we don't really feel like recording, or we can't think of anything new, so let's take what we didn't use on the last album and throw it on this one. It's a lot of filler. That is not the case here.
No, actually, I think this album, 1 to 11 is stronger, obviously, than the Southern Part 1, which is a great record, by the way.
Right.
And there isn't a throwaway track. You're absolutely right. The order of the songs, like they just did a good job too of like where everything sits on the record. There's not something I'm looking at. I'm like, maybe you should have switched this one or that one. I think they nailed actually the flow.
Yeah. There's not a acoustic resonator driven closer on this album where Chris kills somebody or something.
No.
But
it ends in a bang. I mean, Mighty High is like
Mighty High is just terrific, man.
It is. It's got a great chorus too, and
there are some great groove songs by the Cold Stares. And that Mighty High fits it. Yeah. And Neighborhood does too.
Yeah. I mean, there's a really good break on Mighty High too before the bridge. And then, it's like a great solo, a very fuzzed out wah solo. I mean, just I don't think you and I are going to pick any just pick a song in this record out of. There's a freaking power ballad on this, Kevin.
Yes.
A power ballad. They brought the power ballad back. I'm a big power ballad guy. I got a sensitive side.
You stand in the crowd, lighter in your hand.
Now it's the cell phone, but you put the light, but it's fire safety and all that.
Well, you got to do cell phone and vote for Cyndi Lauper in the Hall of Fame.
That's right.
We're all just soft now.
I'd like to hear Cyndi Lauper do a cover of that.
Yeah, I would too, actually. That would really be good. So one of the things that Jason and I talked about doing was, all right, let's do if we could create the set list for a Cold Stare show, what would it be? And so when I had the guys on, I ran the idea by them, and they were good sports, and so we each did a set list and sent it to Chris and Brian and Bryce, and anonymously, so they didn't know who did which, and then they voted. So let's start with yours, and coming home for the opener. I thought that was interesting.
Well, you know what I did, Kevin? I just created a set list, but I didn't think about ordering very well. And I just put names on there. So I wouldn't throw Coming Home first, to be honest with you, but it's okay. This is what I threw down.
Okay. Yeah. And Two Keys, that's a standard at a show. Any Way the Wind Blows, that's a standard at a show. You only had one song off the new album.
Well, see, and I was a little like, what I was going on that one is it wasn't out to the public. I didn't want to front load all these great tracks, but this was hard to put together, man. Even without taking in a bunch of stuff from this newest record, I was cutting things and moving things around. I struggled.
Oh yeah. Oh, the lesson learned is this is difficult to do.
It is. I mean, if you're a fan, right?
Right.
And let me defend Coming Home a little bit too.
Yep.
Like, it's kind of cool, I think, to start out with a little something. It's not traditional though, kind of acoustic and folksy. And then you've got 3 or 4 heavy hitters coming right after that.
And then you go way back to Cold Wet Night and Howling Wind cover of If 6 Was 9.
Yep. I love what they do in that cover.
Yep. See, I thought about putting Jailbreak on there, but I didn't.
Yep. They do a good job on that Jailbreak one too.
Yeah. But yeah, I think there's some on here that are kind of sleepers.
I had to pick something from every album. My rule, not your rule, was mine, is there's going to be a track from every record they have.
Yeah. I think I did that too, but I didn't intentionally do that, but I think I did that. All right. So the real issue I had with your track list, your set list, was including Santa Looks a Lot Like Daddy as the closer.
Well, I envisioned this around the holidays, Kevin, so we have to close it with the Christmas, and that is a great cover. You didn't say we had to specify what time of year this set list was.
No, we did not.
So I took it upon myself as a holiday gift to myself. It could be Christmas in July or it could be Christmas in December. We're closing with Santa.
Christmas is in our hearts the whole year through.
As long as there's consumerism and commercialism,
yes.
It's always in our heart.
Yes. If you've got kids, if you've ever had kids,
grandkids, congrats.
Or grandkids, yes. Yeah. Thank you. Number 3. I got a power trio going now.
My 3rd time on the show, and you have 3 grandkids. I don't think it's coincidental.
I'm just now pondering in my head this whole power trio thing. So
cool. 3s are your number.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So mine, I started out with a little more rope because that's the
number one on the new record.
Opener on the new record. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to go opening track for the last 2 records too. So I went Horse to Water, Nothing But the Blues, and came back to the new album for Evil Eye. Crossed the Line, kind of a single that kind of got stuck out there, but I love that. that it kind of starts out sounding like a little Stevie Ray Vaughan thing.
I'd cross the line on mine. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a great grunge that comes in. Kings, I think, is a incredibly underrated song. Take This Body From Me, another great groove song. I Was a Fool, another live staple. In the Nighttime,
an Italian favorite, right?
Italian number one in Italy, yes. And then I kind of went to the resonator set within the set. So with Level 4 and I Ain't the One and Coming Home, then kicked it back in with Any Way the Wind Blows, Confession, which we've talked about how great it is, Ransom and how great that is. Stick 'Em Up's another great groove song. Thinking About Leaving Again is another one. Ingrid Pitt.
Well, that slows it down. You get that, you get that time to vibe.
Yep. And then you go into John and then close the main set with Two Keys. Then you kick it back in with Jesus Brother James, Mighty High, the closer off the new album, and then probably my favorite, Cold Stare song, Into Black.
All right. So that's why it's your last. I think if you flip flop and play the last song as Mighty High, that's a closer on the new record. That's a good closer.
It is a good closer, but I wanted to close with Into Black, so that's what I did.
I wanted to close with Santa. We have our things.
Yes. Here's the thing, though.
What do you have against Santa, Kevin? Do you hate Christmas?
Yes, I hate Christmas. No, in all seriousness, when I go through your set list, regardless of sequencing, it's like, yeah, I like that. That'd be good. Yeah, that'd be great. Between the two of them, there were only 7 songs that crossed over.
That's crazy.
7 out of 23. I think that is crazy.
Did I throw Mojo Hand on mine, or did I take it off?
You
did. I know I had it on my list for a while, and I moved around. That's from a video game. That's a good song, man.
It is a good song. I like that song.
Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I did too. That's great. I would have assumed like we would have half of those we would have crossed over on.
Yeah, I would have thought so too. I was very surprised when it was only 7.
But you did go new record heavy.
I did go a little new record heavy. But I think I did hit at least one song off every album.
How can you not? I mean, they have such a deep catalog. Like, listen, if Kevin and I hopefully are inspiring you to pick up the Cold Stares, if you haven't listened, of course, if you're listening to Kevin's podcast, I'm sure you have because those guys have been on there. But they've got a great catalog, and listen to the records; they're all a little different. Like, it's just, how can you not?
Yep. You
can't say any of them suck either.
No, it's all good. Everything is just top-notch stuff. So we did send it to the guys in the band to vote. I received 2 votes. You received 1. The vote you received, though, was Chris picked yours. Of course, he was picking.
That's worth 2 votes, right?
So, of course, he picked third of the 3 guys. So it's probably just I don't want to shut somebody out.
Because he's super nice like that, right?
He is super nice like that. He probably thought it was hilarious. He's probably laughing hysterically.
He probably is.
When he sees Santa looks a lot like Daddy, that's what we're going to close with.
And Kevin, what's my goal? What's my goal, Kevin?
To make Chris Tapp laugh out loud.
Goal reached.
Oh,
you're welcome, Chris.
Have you seen I guess this is like new band photo stuff. Have you seen this?
I've seen a lot of those images, and then when they're doing like their Instagram posts, like they move.
It's scary.
It's AI. He told me.
It's
AI.
Scary.
It is scary. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it is freaky. Their music video for the new track too is all like that.
Yeah. And the videos are great.
Always.
I really enjoy those too. So let's talk about Southern rock for just a second.
Absolutely. I may know something about that.
Yeah. There's a podcast out there.
Yeah, that's Southern rock. It doesn't mean I know. Brian knows everything. I'm just there for chuckles.
If you don't know anything about Southern rock, you can go here and you'll find all things.
That's right.
About Southern rock and blues.
Just listen to Blackberry Smoke. You're going to find out all about Southern rock for a modern band. I mean, obviously you got the Skinners and Allman Brothers and stuff for right now. Listen to Blackberry Smoke.
The thing I love about Blackberry Smoke, apart from just being fantastic, is they'll still play small venues.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're not like, hey, look, hey, we're Blackberry Smoke. We're not. No, you'll see them at smaller places. And
I've seen them play 1,000
that's very cool.
Seat venue, and I was just in Chicago last week, and it was a 2,400 seat theater they played in. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. That is very cool. So Southern Rock, the albums are called the Southern. How do you see these albums fitting in terms of the Southern rock genre?
That is a good question, and Brian and I talk a lot about what is Southern rock music, right? And Southern rock is rock music from the South, part of the name, but it infuses blues, jazz, soul, country, and rock into kind of one thing coming from the South. And if you're more, you may have bands that are more country than rock, more rock than country, more blues than country, more blues than that is Southern rock music. It is from the South. It is inspired and pays homage to all these different genres. And that's what Southern rock is. Do you have to be from the South to be a Southern rock band? No, you don't. No, you don't. I gave you Bywater Call. I consider those guys Southern rock. They're out of Canada.
Yeah. I've got 3 boxes that you've got to check to be a Southern rock band.
Okay.
Is there a whistle?
What kind of whistle? Dog whistle, train whistle?
No,
whistle?
like a person whistling.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the country. That's the country part.
Then, is there slide guitar?
Yep.
And are your lyrics in Southern? Are you saying ain't and y'all? If so,
the dialect. Yeah.
If so, you're
Southern rock.
You may be Southern rock. I think this is the Cold Stares it's just kind of like Southern rock interpreted through the filter of the Cold Stares, and not putting a label on it isn't necessarily the important thing. Actually, not important at all, really. But if you say, hey, this is the Southern and this is the Southern part 2, I think you at least have to consider it. And I think you can hear there are Southern rock elements in that.
Horse to Water has good Southern rock elements to it.
But it's still the Cold Stares.
It's still blues based power rock with Southern influence.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I've never heard the Cold Stares before. What song should I listen to see what they sound like? Well, okay, here's Horse to Water.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the Cold Stares.
Here's Any Way the Wind Blows.
Here's the Cold Stares. And I think you can look
Here's Coming Home. That's the Cold
Stares.
Stares.
That's absolutely. That song, it kind of gives me chills, especially after seeing the video.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I've got that in my hometown. I've got that in my hometown too. And
well, that's part of the Southern rock thing too. Is like, you're talking about Blackberry Smoke. One of their crowd favorite songs is One Horse Town. And it's all about that. And it's, it's acoustic. We got coming like the Cold Stares. Those are very popular. And I think those are elements of a Southern rock band too. You're going to have those homages to your small town life.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that what these guys are doing in the Cold Stares is pretty special. And a couple weekends ago, my wife and I, we were just Saturday. We didn't have a lot. Let's go for a drive. It's a pretty day. Let's go for a drive. And so we drove to some park a couple hours away, and just the whole time I just put it on the Cold Stares and just went album by album by album. And she says, this is your favorite band, isn't it? I said, yeah, I think so. And then something would come on that I knew, listen to something a couple days later, and something came on, and I knew it was something that she probably hadn't heard yet. And she goes, that's the Cold Stares, isn't it? I said, yeah. She goes, yeah, that I know that sound. So they've got a very distinctive sound. The and what they're doing, both instrumentally and lyrically, is, I think, is just getting better and better. And I think they're pushing the bar for themselves as individuals and as a band. And I think that their trajectory is certainly going up and up.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back to something that you said earlier, which was right. But you're talking about introducing Bryce in the band, and that's made them a better band. And you get to this third record with him recording with them on at the Southern Part 2, where he's earned more of a right to contribute to the songs at this point. And stylistically, Chris and Brian know what's coming from Bryce, so they're able to do. He has made them a better band. He's a great musician by himself, but just having them not to have to worry about the low end, the bass. Chris can concentrate on guitar. They can expand their sound. Listen, they've hit a hot streak, and I don't see it going away anytime soon.
Yeah, and they're committed to putting out music.
Yeah,
it's not like, hey, we put out an album this year. We'll see you in 2027. No,
right.
You're going to see another album probably in the fall.
And a Chris Tapp solo record.
And Chris's solo record,
right.
Which that's some really cool stuff on there too.
They've got a little bit of Ryan Adams, not Brian, Ryan Adams, where Ryan Adams would go to the toilet and he would come back with a record. It's like, I feel like the Cold Stare is like, one of those guys gets 10 minutes away from everybody else and they come back with, 5-6 tracks.
Yeah. And a lot of times you'll see bands that'll get on that kind of streak and they'll want to keep putting out music, but it diminishes in quality. And that's not what we're seeing here.
Right.
You look at Voices came out in 23, and then Southern 1 came out in 24, Southern 2's out in 25, and then we're going to get the new record, the Texas record, Austin record, whatever you want to call it, whatever it ends up being. And that's probably going to be in late 25 as well. And I know what they're doing. They're you could probably text Chris right now, and he's probably up late at night.
If they weren't in Europe, I would harass him because that was so fun last time we were talking. It was me like texting like during the interview.
Yeah, because we were both waiting on vinyl to show up, and we're like, okay, well, where's the track break?
I'm waiting on vinyl right now too, man. I'm streaming the hell out of it. I'm waiting for the vinyl. Come on. Well, the good thing about coming back from Chicago Friday, because I was at Blackberry Smoke Thursday, is I listened to that album 3 times in a row. I'd already had that record, but I streamed it 3 times in a row to listen to it in the car, and it was so good. It made my drive so much easier.
Yeah, it's great, very good stuff.
It is, and again, they are a true band with the 3 members, all put in their parts, all contribute. This is the best they've ever been, and they're going to continue to get better. They're getting a lot more traction out there, I think, with live shows. Cruises and things that they're getting around. They played the Intrepid Artist's 30th birthday thing, right before Bill Murray's band Blood Brothers. Like they're getting some attention they should have had years and years ago because they're talented. They put out great music and they're good dudes.
Yeah. Anybody that, if you listen to our show or if you listen to your show, you should know who the Cold Stares are.
Yeah.
But if you don't, you need to check these guys out.
If you have Sirius XM, like they'll play some of the tracks on Bluesville. A lot of the artists that we have too, they'll play on Bluesville, but that's distinctly where you can hear actually the Cold Stares on the radio.
Yeah. And so they're touring Europe right now. They'll be back in the States. I think playing quite a bit in like
Ohio,
Eastern Seaboard.
I said I'm protesting again.
Not Kentucky either. Okay. So we're done talking about.
We're going to protest.
We need a little picket sign.
On strike until you play Kentucky and Ohio.
Just play Southgate House Revival, and you can kind of knock out Ohio and Kentucky at the same time.
Yeah, right. That's where we saw the Bagmen.
Yes, it is.
And look, here's what it is, Kevin. You and I need to have an agreement. We're not going to put those guys back on either their podcast of ours until they play one of our home states. You hear that, guys? Because I know you're going to listen. You're not back on until you play Ohio or Kentucky. Sorry,
Ohio or Kentucky. You got to do it. They would do well at Southgate House. That's a cool venue.
I saw him. So the first time I saw him live, I probably told this story before on one of the other appearances, but Bogarts in Cincinnati. They were by Cincinnati, and they were opening up for Larkin Poe.
Yeah, that's
back
great.
when they were still two-piece.
First time I saw them would have been fall of 22, I believe. They played here at a place called Zanzibar.
Mm-hmm.
Friends of my show, the Sweet Lady, opened, and that's the first time I saw them. It's the first time I saw the Cold Stairs, and I'll never forget it because the sound guy was having a bad night, and there's like feedback going on, and right in the middle of a song, Chris just stops and says, "Hey man, you need to figure it out." And
no pressure.
They just kind of, I mean, I'm surprised he didn't get up and walk out, but but I thought that was pretty bold. I've never seen that before.
How many total times have you seen him?
7 or 8.
Nice. Not many. I've seen him 3 times.
Yeah, saw him here. Saw him in Nashville at Basement East. Saw him at Boco Lounge in Evansville a couple times. Saw him at a festival in Newburgh, Indiana, and then at an amphitheater in Newburgh about 6 weeks ago. Saw him at Knuckleheads in Kansas City.
How long does it take you to get to there, Kansas City, from Louisville?
About 8 hours.
Okay, that's a pretty good haul. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a friend that lives in Kansas City, so it was a good excuse to go visit.
It's the other side of Missouri, you know.
Yeah, it is the way other side of Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
If you stumble and kind of can't really stop yourself, you're in Kansas.
You're in Kansas City, Kansas.
Unintentionally, you're in Kansas.
Yeah, I mean that city straddles the state line. It's most states. Yeah.
The Kansas side is apparently one of the wealthiest counties in America.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Man, I should have gone over there.
Not so much the Missouri side, apparently.
No, I've been down like the stockyards, the meatpacking district, and some of the other stuff in my time down Kansas City.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you need to get down here. We'll have a good time. Just come on.
You know what? It's not up to me. It's up to our friends, the Cold Stairs, if they decide they want to play Kentucky or Ohio. You know, the ball's in their court.
Yeah.
Come on, Chris. What do you have against your neighboring states? Your home state where you grew up in Kentucky, and 2, your friendly neighbor to the east, Ohio.
Yeah.
Ohio.
Well, anyway.
Ohio's like Indiana. We're both boring as shit, and there's nothing in between the major cities. You got professional sports and some music venues. What else do you have to do?
Not a lot.
I mean, at least Kentucky has bourbon.
Yes, and horse racing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we can get you drunk and help you lose a lot of money.
Get you drunk and ride a horse.
Yeah. Well, you'd be really drunk if you were riding a horse, and then you'd be really arrested.
Yeah, but Kentucky has some really good venues too. You know, you said the Newport and not the Newport. I'm sorry, the Southgate House, Newport's in Columbus. Lexington, you've got the Manchester Music Hall. Mm-hmm. That's a really good place. You've got a couple places in Louisville out there. Like it's Bowling Green.
The Grove down in Glasgow. That's where
Glasgow. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good. There are a lot of. If you listen to our podcast, there are a lot of excellent Kentucky bands from that Bowling Green, Glasgow area, and from Lexington. And now we're finding some guys in Louisville. It is an amazing state for rock music.
It really is, and I think that's just kind of scratching the surface.
Have you listened to Mojo Thunder from Lexington?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Did you go to their show?
They've been on the show a few times.
Oh, that's right. Of course they have. God,
and,
I think our 2 podcasts are the biggest, I think, Cold Stairs and Mojo Thunder fans out there.
Yeah, I think so too. I've seen them live, I guess, about 4 times.
It's on my list.
Yeah.
They were my number 2 album last year. Only bested by Warren Haynes.
That was good too.
God, that album's incredible.
All right. I've kept you about an hour here, so I'm going to let you go. But
what? Only an hour? Who? I haven't annoyed anybody yet enough. Have I?
Oh, what do you think? I'm cutting this off, man.
Touche.
No, you've been great. It's a school night.
I appreciate you having back on to talk about our favorite band, though.
Anytime. This is always fun. We always have a good time. We laugh. Okay.
We laugh.
We
Chris.
laugh. I think we should just have Chris on, mute his mic, and just let him sit and see how people laugh.
When we allow them back on our podcast again, because they played one of our home states, I think that's a great idea. Is like the Chris Tapp Comedy Hour, where we just try to make them laugh.
They've played South Dakota.
They played North Dakota.
Yes. They played North Dakota.
My co-host Brian got to see them last summer at the Fargo Blues Fest.
They've played North Dakota more recently than they've played Ohio or Kentucky.
I mean, dude, like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Nothing against Fargo or North Dakota, but like that's a lot farther away than Ohio and Kentucky.
So anyway.
Kevin, thank you. It's always a pleasure. I always enjoy my time talking to you and the text and everything else. I just really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you. It's a fun friendship. We have a good time talking about music and stuff. And
every once in a while we see a live show together. It's only been one time, but it's going to one day.
It's been one time, but we will do it again.
Yes,
we will absolutely do it again.
Especially if they go to the Southgate House.
If they go to Southgate House, we'll definitely go there.
Southgate House. Southgate House.
I'll tell you what, if they go to Columbus,
okay,
I will drive to Columbus and go see them with you.
You got a place to stay if you do.
All right. Well, at some point, I don't know. How much do they charge to play? Maybe we can just kind of pool our funds and they can play in my backyard or something.
I turned 50 in August. Let's see what it takes to get a birthday show.
There you go.
Guys,
the big 5-0 show.
Yeah, the big hence this glass that got me ready.
The Old Lives Matter glass. That's it's not nice. All right. Hey, so what's coming up on All Things Blues and Southern Rock podcast?
All sorts of wonderful stuff is coming up. We're gonna have Julia from the Foxies and the Deads, which isn't Southern Rock or Blues, but a rock band out of Nashville we really like. I saw him last week. She's going to be on. A gentleman that you hooked us up with is going to be on in the next couple of weeks. He's got a solo record. I think he was part of Trigger Hippie for a bit.
Nick Goverick.
Nick Goverick, yeah.
Man, that's a great record.
It is. That's a great record too. I love Trigger Hippie. I love the Bagman. We saw the Bagman together, as a matter of fact.
We did.
That's coming up. We've got somebody from a Fargo guitar store to talk guitar and instruments with us. We had a guy from BMF Effects on. Frank Hannon was just on. Tracy Guns was just. Charlie Starr was just on. So,
now you're just name dropping.
Yep. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've got a lot of stuff cooking. Again, the most of what we do, everybody, is artists that you should know. They've been out. They play great music that you're going to love, or new bands that you should hear about and know about too. So that's we'll throw the veterans, the big names in every once in a while, but most of it is introducing you to great music you should know. Much like your podcast.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's a lot of fun to talk to people that are making fresh music.
Yeah, the band Feel. Check them out. I mean, that's a good one. I gave you the band Feel, by Water Call, Jack's Hollow. All good. Leilani Kilgore's got a new record getting ready to come out. I know you like her as well too. She's phenomenal.
Been on the show. She's great.
Good Lord, man. Like, Kevin, if you just listen to your podcast and my podcast, we're going to fill your streaming services and your physical media.
You will never be at loss.
Never.
With what to listen to or what to drink.
Nope. True.
Now, you're in a band and you're playing some gig, right? You're doing like some Porch Fest thing. Is that?
Yes. Right? So we'll cut to the chase. The band I'm in, Ghost Town Silence, originally the Rebel Set. We started in Dayton, Ohio, when I lived in Dayton, Ohio, and most of the guys are still from there. So predominantly, we just play that area. Every year, Dayton does something cool, much like a lot of communities. They will shut a couple streets down and do something called the Porch Fest, where different homes can volunteer to have artists from single acoustic singer-songwriter to full bands like ourselves come and play, and people walk around up and down the streets all day into the night and watch. So this is going to be our first show in quite a while. We were meaning to play and actually record our 4th album last year, but we had couple things, personal things in people's lives, you know, as adults and responsibilities happen. So everybody's good now. We're going to play this show in August. And there may be some other stuff coming up this fall. We're definitely going to go in the recording studio and record album number 4, our first in like 8 years.
Wow. So how long ago did you record your first album?
Yeah, that would be 2007.
2007. So you're about 7 years away from Rock and Roll Hall of Fame eligibility.
I just got to get past TLC and
have you done a
cameo?
Have you done a cover of Girls Just Want to Have Fun yet? that would be the key to getting in.
No, we've done a lot of covers because, you know, we always got to throw a cover or two in our sets, but that might be, you know, we might want to, you know, that
may put you over the top.
That may put us, or it's either that or push it. So one of the others.
Push it real good. Yeah. All right.
Push the button, Kevin. End this.
All right. We're done. Thanks, my friend.
Thank you.